because we played a video game.
We did. We played some Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
We did.
It was
How
actually
was
pretty
that?
good. Slow. Um, you run much slower in this game compared to other games. Like when you go to sprint, it's more realistic, I think. Um, a lot of different game modes. It was actually kind of fun.
It's way
Um,
more. It's way more tactical. We
yeah, way more.
what game modes did we play?
Where it was that 5v5 where you get eliminated.
Yeah, the like
And the
esports
last
mode.
team standing. Yeah, it was like a 5v5 mode where, um, basically the first team to get eliminated loses. And there was many occasions where it was either James was the last person standing or it was me who was the last person standing versus like four people and we won. Fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
Um, there was a time, so it was 1v2. It was me versus two other dudes, and I have a bomb, and you can take a bomb, put it to the other person's base. The bomb goes off, you automatically win. So I killed the one guy, and it's 1v1. So I'm running towards the base. The guy is stationed at his base with his gun. And I'm just like, nope. Fucking, I literally said that, turn around, and I like walk back slowly, and James is dying laughing. He's like, oh, I'm not going there. Go out. I shoot the guy in the face. He actually wasn't even playing. I
Yeah,
was like, I wish that was fucking recorded.
you do that that Grandpa Simpson thing where he walking into the that like brothel essentially in
Yep.
Springfield when he sees Bart there, it just immediately just walks in and then just turns around and walks out.
That's what I literally was running forward. I'd loop right back around and came back the way I went. Like, not going that way. And I ended up putting the bomb down and I shot the dude, but he wasn't playing anyways. But it was just hilarious how it was like, nope, never mind. Turn around. But it was fun. There's a bunch of different game modes. There is gonna be a campaign. You can do co-op campaign, which is kind of cool. There'll be a 50v50 map. No, 32 versus 32.
Yeah, 64.
64 total people.
That's
So
going
that'd
on
be
right
fucking
now, I
insane.
think.
Yeah, I think that's open now.
I might pop that on after the podcast and play a little bit of that.
But it's fun though. It's slower, but I like it. So we'll see how
It's
it
pretty
goes.
good. I enjoy it
Yeah.
a lot, actually. It might be the first
Yeah,
Call of Duty I really get into again.
I've never played any of the Modern Warfares except for like a couple minutes of them here and there.
I played
So
all.
it'll be fun.
So I played a lot of the Call of Duty, the Modern Warfare series. I had 4 on my old E Machines computer. No, my Dell XPS computer desktop. Back when I was younger, I had that and I played the shit out of it. I played Modern Warfare 2 on the 360 and Modern Warfare 3 a lot on the 360.
Oh, okay.
1v1 me and Rust, motherfuckers. I'll take you out. And this one has crossplay between PC. Is it PC, Xbone, and PS4? Yeah.
Yep, every console. PlayStation can't play with computer though.
Oh, they can't? That's weird.
No, that's the only. They can play with every console, just not computer.
So Xbox.
Yeah,
That's it.
Xbox. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So I can play with Xbox players, and that's it.
Yeah.
Although I have
Supposedly they're gonna switch to allowing PC. It's just not. I guess it's significantly more difficult to
not really. Well, maybe
do
because
that.
of BattleNet. Maybe because
Yeah.
it probably runs on the BattleNet launcher. Which I mean, because it can't be that hard because you've been able to do that for fucking ever with like whatchamacallit, with Final Fantasy. Hell, you were able to do that with Final Fantasy 11 on the PS2. You could play
Yeah.
with PC players. With Final Fantasy 14, you've been able to do it. Street Fighter 5, you've been able to do it with people on PC.
Well, that's pretty much my week. So let's get into some news, gents, shall we?
News.
The news.
You want me to go first? You want to go first?
Yeah, you can go first. I got a lot. I got a few games or Tokyo Game Show stuff.
I have two listings as well. We'll wait to the end.
2 lists.
Um,
Well, hey, I got a list too.
Well, we'll see what yours is, and maybe it's the same as mine.
Probably not.
Um,
I can almost guarantee.
so Tokyo Game Conference was um going on last week. Is it still going on now or no?
Still going on. No, I think it's the last day. I think today was the last day.
Okay.
Because it's like
So I know
Monday.
you'll want to talk about Resident Evil, so I'll talk about Final Fantasy.
I want to talk
So-
about if you stare at Norman Reedus' crotch too much in Death Stranding, he punches you in the face.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely
If
have to
you-
get to that.
If you zoom in on Norman Reedus' crotch in like the beginning of the game for too long, he just gets up and punches you in the face.
That's fucking amazing. So I'll start with mine. Not really too much news, video game wise. Oh shit, never mind. Do one piece of news. Someone's knocking at my door.
Okay. So, fuck. I don't even know, cause Okay, so here's just a few things. There's a game called No Straight Roads that they showed off. That PlayStation actually showed off a little bit. Looks like a cute action-based action game based around music, featuring like different types of music, like EDM. There's some classical stuff. That's coming out in early 2020. They showed off some stuff of Neo 2. That looks really cool. That's really it that I want to talk about without Walker here.
Right.
How are you today, Jeff?
Pretty good.
That's good.
Yeah, just been kind of relaxing. It's kind of a rough week.
I feel you.
My boss, this was his last day was yesterday, and I liked this boss. This boss was cool, so it's a shame to see him go.
Yeah.
He actually reminds me of Walker quite a bit.
Really?
If he'd be like Walker's way more responsible older brother. Yeah. But yeah, so it's a shame to see him go, but he's going off to do something way better, so kudos to him.
That's good.
Yeah. But other than that, the only thing I've heard about in the news has nothing at all to do with video games or any of that, but it is kind of culturally relative to what we do and talk about.
Go for it.
That is the e-cigarette thing.
Yeah.
Banning the flavors and the menthol. I don't know much about it, honestly. I do know that basically it all came down because some people got sick when they were vaping.
Because they use cheap ass fucking like homebrew or like
Yes.
moonshine THC, right?
Yes,
Vape.
it had nothing at all to do with the e-cigarette community, and yet they somehow lumped it into it. And I don't know what's going to happen, but apparently it passed in one of the branches or whatever. But I don't know. I have to look into it a bit more. But it had nothing to. It was nothing. It was vitamin E. They were putting vitamin E in the vape juice. Or no, somebody was
No, it's
making
vitamin E. I
weed
thought.
cigarettes, or the weed. Fucking what is it? The weed juice, the weed oily stuff. I wrote it down. And they were using vitamin E in it, and then they used that as material to ban
Super killer.
flavors. Yeah, fucking dumb.
It's so dumb.
I don't know. Well, it's just messed up because it had the two didn't have any, like, they weren't related.
Mm-mm.
And I don't know. It's just silly.
It is. It's very silly.
And
It's
it
gonna
needs to
push
go.
more
It
people-
needs to go through one more level, and then if they approve it, then it can get banned.
It's so ridiculous.
Hmm.
Any flavored nicotine. for
I
vapors.
That's nuts to me.
It's dumb. It's really dumb.
You want me to go?
Yeah.
Gonna make people start
since
smoking
Okay.
real ones again.
Since you got
Yeah,
your
I know,
food,
right?
Since you got your food.
So, a couple things. It Chapter 2 is number 1 in the box office. Again,
Cool.
it is now the highest grossing horror movie of all time.
I was
I
gonna
was gonna say, like, ever.
Yeah. Which is insane. Japan is set to open a Super Mario World park.
At Universal
Mm.
Studios.
Oh,
Yep.
that's cool.
USJ.
With two rides and interactive park elements.
Yeah, it's
Oh, that's
basically
neat.
going to be its own like wing of like Universal Studios Japan.
Yeah.
Neat.
They said like interactive parts is like those mushrooms that like chomp down. They'll actually be like floating around in the pots and shit.
You mean the
Yeah.
piranha plants?
Yeah.
There we go.
So that'll be pretty cool. It's set to open in a couple years.
Hey, maybe it'll be
Apple.
Open maybe it'll be open when we go to Japan.
That'd be fucking awesome.
We would have to go.
Oh, 100%.
Clearly.
Let me see if I have another article about it. Let me see if it actually has a date.
Probably, I would say after the
Um,
Olympics. So I'd say probably 2021, 2022. Unless they want to be fucking mad lads and do 2020 with the Olympics.
One of the rides will be a Super Mario Kart ride.
Oh, that'd be rad.
That'd
That'd be so
be
sick.
fucking amazing. It doesn't have a date. Yoshi's Adventure will be the other ride.
Well, I love my Jushi, so I love my Joshua.
They said it'll be interactive with the Nintendo Switches.
Oh, that's cool.
It's IFID technology, like what you use for the amiibos and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll basically be able to use your Nintendo Switch and interact with the theme park.
Oh, that's fucking
Oh, that's
cool.
really neat.
See, Japan,
That'll be fucking awesome.
Japan is on a whole nother level.
I know,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's that same technology where you put like the amiibo to the Switch or next to it, and then it comes into your game. It'll be the same thing here. That's absolutely phenomenal.
so
Well, that's
cool.
definitely something to look forward to.
Yeah, they just said make sure you don't bring your Switch with you on the rides.
Well, yeah, of course.
Apple had an event which I'm super pissed about because I bought my phone and the next day they had their Apple event, which I didn't realize. The iPhone 11 Pro. It will have a fidget spinner camera. It's the best way to describe it.
Our camera.
There's three
Why
cameras.
does Apple seem to think that the entire world is just photographers? That's all. Like, what is with this? I don't like the way that By the way, I don't like the way that phone looks. I think that phone looks stupid with the 3 cameras on it.
Yeah, I don't like that either. But it's an extra wide lens. But
Like, why do they need to see so hard, dude?
Yeah.
It's all part of the big conspiracy, bro. Like, we don't need to go into it, but
Like-
come on, think about it.
yeah, it's so you don't have to turn your phone this way. You can leave your phone upright, and it takes a wider angle. What's so hard about doing this?
Yeah.
Boop.
Yeah.
Or you know what? Why don't they just
Good.
use the same technology the Google Pixel 3 does, and like have the wide angle like selfie cam? I feel like that's more important.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why that they insist that the whole world has to be fucking photographers. Like, Jesus Christ, why do they put so much energy into their cameras?
And when you break it down, if you want to be a professional photographer, you're not fucking using a cell phone.
No.
Let's be realistic here.
No.
But they're saying that this phone was actually used to film a movie that's going to be on Apple Plus.
No, it wasn't. Don't.
Supposedly.
They fucking lie.
Liars.
Okay, no, they
Fucking
didn't.
liars.
They didn't lie. Parts of it probably was.
Yeah. So we'll see. The Apple Watch, I honestly didn't. I read it all, but I forgot it because there's not that much fucking difference.
Always on display, right?
Yeah, Retina display, waterproof to a further depth is the 5th generation, which I'm also fucking pissed about because I bought my wife an embedded Apple Watch the same day I bought my phone. It's like, are you shitting me?
How does it feel, motherfucker? How does it feel?
And you can't return it without paying a fucking restocking fee, so
Oh, boy.
because it's considered a phone.
Yep.
So the 7th generation iPad is also announced. On it, there's not much of a difference to honestly discuss any of this stuff other than the new Retina display. It's got 3.5 million pixels.
That's a lot of damn pixels.
Yeah, the processor, the A10 Fusion, which will be in the iPad, the phone, and the
Well,
Apple Watch.
doesn't the iPhone have a little bit better of a processor? Doesn't that use the A10, the A11 yet?
Yeah, it's a brand new one that hasn't been used yet.
Uh-huh.
Um, Apple Arcade has been revealed more information. That launches September 19th, so next week, Apple Arcade will be out. It is $5 a month, $499.99. Sign up now and you get 1 month free trial. One subscription allows a whole family to download and play the included games with compatible OS. Um, Not just the iOS like iPhones, but you can play it on iPads, Apple TVs, and iMacs. The
So
games
anything
that
Apple.
yeah, it said 100 games will be available, plus more down the road. So essentially, it's $5 to have exclusive games outside of the apps that are already on the phone.
There's a new Frogger game coming out for it, I heard.
There is. Uh, Exclusive games include games from Konami, Capcom, and Annapurna Interactive.
Sure.
Konami is bringing back Frogger, which is awesome. Capcom debuted Shinskia.
Debuted.
Debuted.
Debuted?
Debuted.
Fucking
Um,
idiots.
Whatever. Shin Kara. I don't know how to say that.
Not an idiot.
Shin something.
All right, sure. Well, what?
Shinskaya. Shinsky. I don't know. Shinsky Into the Depths. An underwater exploration game. And there's many more developers that will be releasing specific games to the iPhone.
I know Big Snowman is. They made the Great Alto's Adventure, which is a really good game.
Apple TV Plus starts November 1st. Will also cost $5 per family.
That's not bad. That's actually not bad at all.
No, it's not bad at all. It'll have its own TV shows, including this movie that's supposed to be actually really good called C with Jason Momoa.
Jason Mimosas.
Mimosas.
Aquaman's gonna be in it?
The series revolves around a future where humans have lost the ability to see, and the world has become much more primitive. So it's kind of like Bird Box, in a sense. If you guys are familiar with that.
I've heard of it.
So basically, there was an apocalypse that the gas made everybody blind, and so now they have to wander the world blind, in a sense. It's supposed to be
I hate
really
it when
good.
that happens.
Yeah, I know, right? Steven Spielberg will have his series called Amazing Stories. It's a show based on Pulp Fiction science told by Steven Spielberg as a child.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Me?
The most interesting about the Apple TV is that it will be beating Disney Plus to the market by 11 days.
Wow.
And it's $7 cheaper.
Yeah, but do you get Hulu and ESPN Plus with it?
No.
Well, then what the fuck?
Yeah, what's the point then?
So that was some big things, and one of the bigger things that I seen, like I was talking about, Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, Final Fantasy VII Remake looks great.
Was at the Tokyo Games conference, whatever you want to call it.
Tokyo Game Show.
Tokyo Game Show. There you go. And it's disgusting. The graphics, there was gameplay. There's new trailers out, and it's just unreal. Like it's just. It's gonna be super interactive.
My favorite part of it was when Cloud turned into a frog and he had a little Buster Sword on his back.
So yeah, you know how in the game you can actually get what's called cast frog on your, like if you could cast frog, you turn into a little toad. You actually become a toad and you can jump around and you have a little Buster Sword on your back.
Mm-hmm. Can't wait for the 100% Toad run.
You summon the characters, the materia summons, um, and they actually walk around with you.
Hmm.
So when you're battling, it's not just a one-time flash, boom, they're done. No, they actually attack and fight with you until their summon is used up, and then they release their big
I would love to see
special.
I would love to see what Knights of the Round is like in that game.
Oh, it's phenomenal. And you do change swords, so it's not like you're just stuck with the one sword, just like regular Final Fantasy VII. You can change swords as you go through, and there's different things you can work out.
Yeah, that is an actual mini game.
Yeah, if you're actually working out in a gym, in a boxing gym, it's a mini game.
Yeah, when you
which is
try to
phenomenal.
get the wig.
Yeah. There's the hooker scene. The dude is Mark Hamill, playing as his Joker voice, the guy that you dress up as a hooker for.
Don Cornello, I think it's his name.
Yeah. So there's so many little things, and it's gonna be absolutely amazing. The visuals are stunning. You fight a behemoth, and it just looks
I'm shocked
like,
that that's a PS4 game. I'm
Yeah.
honestly shocked that it's a PS4 game and not like a PlayStation
it's
5
not a
game.
PS5. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be absolutely phenomenal. I can't wait. So we'll see. Also, too, I forgot to mention the PlayStation Arcade. Some of the key games that are coming to it: Sonic Racing, Skate City,
Wait,
which was a game for the PlayStation.
the what?
Skate City.
No. What are we talking about?
Oh, the PlayStation Plus. Not the PlayStation Plus, the Arcade Plus
What the
for
fuck is-
Apple.
Oh, okay. I was gonna
Apple
say I was
Arcade.
like the
Sorry, I went
PlayStation
back and it
Arcade?
was
What the hell
confusing.
is that?
Sorry. No, sorry. The Apple Arcade. Sonic Racing and Skate City are coming to it.
Everybody Supersonic Racing.
So-
Sonic Car.
But Final Fantasy is gonna be.
Now
It's
just
gonna be a fucking show.
now just remake Chrono Trigger, you fucking cowards.
Yeah, I know,
best,
right?
The best
know, right?
RPG ever made. Just remake it already. You're too scared to. I know you are.
That's why they
No,
haven't done
it's-
it yet.
Exactly.
Gonna be absolutely phenomenal. That's really for the most part about it. Borderlands 3 came out.
Oh God.
I've heard a lot of mixed things about it actually.
Yeah, it's got some good reviews, some bad reviews.
I
Gears
hear-
5 also came
I
out.
hear the Epic Game Store is still fucking trash.
Yeah. So that's pretty much about it. So Borderlands is the best-selling game in Gearbox history, which is expected, to be
Yeah.
honestly. It didn't have the smoothest start known to man, but at the same time, the pre-orders were already out there, and
They were
um,
huge.
yeah, the pre-orders and the buys are for the first week or twice as high as Borderlands 2.
Fuck.
So yeah, so the amount of players that are playing it's double what they were when Borderlands 2 came out.
Wow.
So that kind of gives you a perspective of how number-wise it's doing, which is kind of cool. Which you expected it. I watched some of the gameplay. Looks exactly like
Mhm.
the other ones, so
It
it's
does.
not that much of a difference. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, I forgot also, will go to the Boo Saga.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it has been confirmed it will go to the Boo
Yeah.
Saga. It wasn't.
Give me my great
known-
Saiyaman.
Yep. You actually play as the Great Saiyaman. You can do all of his quirky maneuvers and shit like that, which is awesome. I don't know how far into the Boo Saga
Probably
it
the whole
goes.
thing.
You think so?
Yeah. And I could see them doing GT or Super as like DLC.
Yeah, it won't be out right away, but down the road. Well, I don't think GT, 'cause that's not canon anymore. I don't know if that matters to the game or not, though.
It doesn't matter.
We'll see.
I mean, we have like 15 versions of Goku and Dragon Ball Fighters. It doesn't matter anymore.
Very true. Very true. But that's all. That's pretty much all I got for the time being.
Okay. So along with Tokyo Game Show, and this happened actually, I do believe not the last episode, but like right after the last podcast. The Dreamcast turned 20 years old. So on 9/9/99, the Dreamcast turned 20. I love the Dreamcast. I got mine back in 2000 when I was a wee little lad. And I love that system. I actually own another one. I have my original one in a storage unit somewhere. I have my original one, and then I have this one that I bought on like GameStop's website or something like that for like $40. It was a great system. Way ahead of its time. It had some things like, broadband support to play Phantasy Star or Quake 3 or Quake 2 Arena. It had, such a unique style to it graphically, where it just kind of set itself apart from things like the PS2. And it was just gone too soon. It was gone way too soon. They had very experimental games. They weren't afraid to take risks. So you had games like Seaman, where you controlled a fish. It was kind of like a
I remember that game. That game was weird as fuck, dude.
Yeah, you controlled, like, you chit-chatted with a fish that had a human face to it.
What was that for, the Dreamcast?
Yeah, it was for the Dreamcast.
I remember that shit. That shit was weird.
So with the Dreamcast turning 20 last week, let's take a look at the top 25 Dreamcast games.
Oh, Jesus.
What do you mean?
I bet it. No. It's just like
what was your favorite?
Not like a bad thing, but like a nostalgia thing, and like brings it back, like makes me feel fucking old.
I know, right? I'm the youngest out of you fuckers, and I feel the oldest. I feel super old. Cause I had this. I didn't have it on launch day, but like I had it early on. All right.
What was your favorite?
Oh God, I can't say.
I would have to say I think my favorite was probably Jet Set Radio.
Yeah, Jet Set Radio was really good.
The original. It's super fun.
As it was called here in the States, and I still call it Jet Grind Radio.
Jet Grind Radio. Yeah, that is what it was called originally.
I had an acquaintance of mine who would get
It was the jam.
Who would get so pissed off at me for calling it Jet Grind Radio.
What?
Because it's Jet Set Radio in Japan. And that's what the sequel is called. And I'm like, I don't care. I grew up with Jet Grind Radio. I don't know what Jet Set Radio is.
Yeah, what is this Jet Set bullshit?
Jet Grind Radio. I don't know. I mean, it had such absolute bangers on the system. I mean, you had the two Sonic Adventure games. You had Jet Grind Radio. You had Soul Calibur. You had, of course, the Virtual Fighter games, the Virtual Fighter 3. You had the two Crazy Taxi games.
I would say that's probably my favorite.
Awesome, yeah.
Well, okay.
Those games are awesome.
So in my opinion, the only way to play Crazy Taxi is on the Dreamcast because it has that Offspring soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
You had Shenmue.
No doubt.
There. Shenmue 1 and 2. You had a lot of great fucking games on there. I would say probably the one that I played the most was probably Sonic Adventure 2.
Okay.
I would play that opening scene from it where you're skateboarding down the city streets, the city escape, all the time when I was younger. And I took my VMU and I would play the Chow minigame on it all the time. I would do the Tamagotchi shit all the time. But let's take a look at the top 25 Dreamcast games as according to Games Radar. All right. Number 25 is Sega Bass Fishing. So, you guys remember the fishing rod peripheral for the Dreamcast, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, there's that. Oh, yeah, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. I forgot the Tony Hawk's games were on it. There's so many good games on the Dreamcast. And people shit all over the Dreamcast, and I hate it. If you don't like
Well,
the
look at its competition. Unfortunately, it had to go up with PlayStation.
Yeah.
It was the PS2, right?
Yep, PS2 came
That's
out
what I
a
thought.
year after, and you
Yeah.
already had, back in like 96 or 97, you had the Sega Saturn come out, which was a huge flop. And then 2 years prior to that, or a year prior to that, you had the Sega 32X and Sega CD.
Yeah, so it wasn't. So it had some very, very, very tough competition. So it wasn't really. And like it wasn't. Not that it was its fault, but it had some steep.
Yeah, you have
Yeah, some steep competition to it.
the competition it had was the best-selling video game system of all time.
Yes, it had some making up to do, and unfortunately, everyone was like, "I want a PlayStation 2 that everyone's gonna own, or I want this."
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I got the bad rap.
Yeah, I got a Dreamcast, and then the year after, I got a PlayStation 2. And I could tell you I played that PlayStation 2 way more. Number 23 is Typing of the Dead.
Typing of the Dead?
Yeah. Are you familiar with it? Are you guys
No.
familiar with Typing of the Dead? Okay, so do you guys know of House of the Dead? The light gun shooter in arcades where
Yeah.
you shoot zombies
Yeah,
and it
yep,
had
yep,
terrible
yep.
voice acting. Now take that
Yeah.
and use a keyboard instead of a light gun.
Oh man.
So
Oh wow!
cross like Mario teaches typing and House of the Dead and shove them together where you're typing out sentences. I would definitely suggest watching a speed run of Typing of the Dead because watching these guys type at such ridiculous speeds is incredible.
It is a sight.
Space Channel 5 is number 22. So that was like the kind of rhythm game. I never really played Space Channel 5, so can't really say.
Not super
Grandia
familiar with that one.
Grandia 2 is number 21. That was a good action RPG on the system. Power Stone 2 at number 20. Power Stone, the fucking party fighting game. The Smash Bros. Killer.
Yep.
That is a good game. Choo Choo Rocket at number 19. That's a puzzle game. Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver at number 18. The Legacy of Kain games are pretty good. NFL 2K, the best football games ever made were the NFL 2K games. No, get out of here. What were the best? What was the best?
They were good, but they were also trash. They had that first person thing that made you.
That was
sick
back
to
in
your
05.
stomach.
That was 2005.
Dude, that was rough. When you can play as the actual punt returner, looking up at the ball and trying to navigate the field.
Get the
It
fuck
was
out
so
of here.
hard. It was
outta
so
here.
hard.
NBA 2K. We have Dead or Alive 2 at number 15. I'm not a huge DOA fan personally. Resident Evil Code Veronica. I forgot that was a exclusive for a while on the Dreamcast. Never really played Code
It was.
Veronica too much. Didn't really play it too much. Ikaruga, which is that crazy bullet hell shoot 'em up game in space, where you switch between white and black to
Yeah.
shoot down different enemies and tank like different ammo. Also, Walker, this might be something interesting for you. WWE superstar Asuka. It's one of her favorite games, and she actually reviewed it back in the
Really?
day when she was a game reviewer.
I didn't know that. That's hilarious.
She
That's
talks
awesome.
about fucking Ikaruga so much.
That's amazing.
Number 12 is Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. Not a big Street Fighter fan. That's only number 11? Phantasy
Street
Star
Fighter, wow.
Online is number 11. The first MMO
Wow.
on consoles is number 11. The game that I spent a lot of time at a friend's house playing. My one friend hated my guts because he was the only one that had internet out of my friends, and he had a Dreamcast and the broadband adapter. So I was like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna play Phantasy Star Online
That's
at your
awesome.
place. Rez, which is a trippy kind of like rhythm game shooter. Daytona USA 2001 is number 9. That was a great arcade game. I never played it on Dreamcast. The Dreamcast was like the first system that was like, hey, we can get arcade quality at home.
Oh yeah.
Quake 3 Arena is number 8. That game was great because you had 2 control styles. You could either use the mouse and keyboard, or you could use the controller where the left analog stick moves and the face buttons look. That was the weirdest goddamn thing. I loved it. Skies of Arcadia is number 7. Really good JRPG.
I loved that game. Skies of Arcadia was the jam, bro.
There's a reason they ported it to the GameCube because not enough people played it. It's a great game.
Oh, it is such a good game.
Number 6 is Shenmue, the predecessor to, well, pretty much all 3D open world games. It wrote the fucking book on it. And
much.
Also, it's the reason my Yakuza games are allowed, or like were made. So I gotta give it some props. Even though I think it's just a shitty Yakuza. Virtua Tennis is number 5. Virtua Tennis is really good. Oh, shit. I forgot. Oh, yeah. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, A New Age of Heroes. The best Marvel vs. Capcom game. The absolute best Marvel vs. Capcom game and one of the best fighting games of all time. Number
Nice.
4. Jet Grind Radio is number 3.
Nice.
Another good one.
Number 2 is Crazy Taxi. And number 1 is Soul Calibur.
Okay.
So, I feel personally attacked because there's no Virtua Fighter on there. Virtua Fighter 3 was not
Soul
on there.
Calibur was the man too.
Soul Calibur
man.
was good.
I love that game.
Soul Calibur was good. I will give
Soul
it that.
Calibur was the Tekken for everything outside of PlayStation.
Yeah, pretty
Pretty
much. I also feel attacked that none of the Sonic Adventure games were on there because Sonic Adventure games were good.
Kind of.
They were great.
I have 2 lists. Do you want me to do mine?
Yeah,
you want me to?
What the hell? Why not? Why not? Let's keep the list train going.
So
we go
I'll do
in
the
first,
short one first.
Train.
I stumbled upon them. So the 7 best video game movies of all time. Number 7, Assassin's Creed.
Oh no, no,
You said
No.
no. That's number 7 though. That's
That
at the
was
bottom
number
of the
7.
list.
no. That was a bad movie.
I wasn't a fan. The end of it was good. Like it wouldn't have been a bad movie if he was actually in the fucking machine.
Yeah.
Not floating on a fucking contraption. If that wasn't the case, the whole movie would have been great. Because the visuals when he went back in the prehistoric times was phenomenal. Not prehistoric, that's fucking dinosaurs, but
Medieval.
Renaissance. Michael Fassbender played it good. It was just so horrible that he was on that machine, like maneuvering his fucking punches and shit. Like no.
Yeah. Also, there wasn't enough assassinations in it.
Number 6, the Resident Evil series.
I'm fucking done. This is a fucking joke of a list. This is an April Fool's
You got to
Day
think
joke.
of how many movies there was.
This is an April Fool's joke.
No, it's a legit list. But you got to think of how much money they all made together,
I don't
though.
care. That doesn't matter. That doesn't mean it's the best. Fucking Fight Club is one of the best movies ever made, and it made shit at the box office.
Number 5. I've never seen it, so I can't say. Warcraft.
I heard a lot of bad things about this movie.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that one
This
either.
has to be a joke.
No, it's a legit
This
list.
has to be a joke. Who's it from? What site are you on?
Esquire.
Oh, it's Esquire. It's probably a goddamn joke.
No, it's coming to the end. It actually gets good. Number 4, Tomb Raider. Not the Angelina Jolie one, but the one that came out afterwards,
Okay.
like the newer one.
I hear that was all right. The one that when we saw that one movie, they in D-Box.
Yeah.
I remember seeing the trailer for that, and then it
Yeah.
was like, poo,
It was
every time she
actually
shot the
based.
fucking bow.
It was actually based on the games that have been crazy
The
successful. The newer
remakes,
two
yeah, the
remakes.
It was good.
And this Tomb Raider did phenomenal. The one that came out last year. Number 3, Final Fantasy Advent Children, which I absolutely love.
Me too, dude.
Wait.
That movie is amazing.
Wait, which one was Advent Children? That was the one based on 7, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay. I can't
Yeah.
remember what was Spirited Away was the shitty one that Roger Ebert gave 4 stars.
Yeah, that had nothing to do with any of them. Yeah, Advent Children was absolutely phenomenal.
that was
Awesome
really good.
movie.
It took place after
It was during that whole
Aerith died.
it was during that whole era where they were making Final Fantasy VII its own universe,
Yeah.
where you had like Crisis Core and Dirge of Cerberus.
Yep.
And that.
Number 2 is Detective Pikachu.
That was a good movie.
That is a great movie. I want to watch
And
that
the
again.
according to this list, the number 1 greatest video game to movie adaptation
It was
Mortal
Mario.
Kombat.
Oh,
What is it?
Mortal Kombat, the original one.
everybody knows Mario is the best.
No.
Yes.
I mean, if you put in like the original Mortal Kombat and compare it, it was the second one. The second one was trash. The original Mortal Kombat was phenomenal. So that's the top 7 best video game movies of all time.
I still think Super Mario should have been somewhere really high on that list.
Should have been Prince of Persia. I really like Prince of Persia.
I'm like fucking broken here. This is a fucking joke. This is in April. When was
Mortal
that?
Kombat was
When was that posted? When was that article posted? If it anything but
like 2 weeks ago.
If it was anything but or April 1st, it's a fucking. They're not. It's a lie. They
It was posted
edited
like 2 weeks ago.
No, they edited it. It was originally done in 2000. Not 2000. April 1st.
So going off of Dogs and John Wick and Final Fantasy VIII being ported to the console last week,
Are we talking about best dogs in video games?
we are.
Dog's Life #1. There we go. The dog from Dog's Life better be on this fucking
It's
list.
actually the top 15 best doggos ever to bless video games.
Best big old puppers. Let's go.
Boney from Mother 3.
I never
don't know
played
what
Mother.
that is.
It's Earthbound. It's the sequel to Earthbound. Mother 3 was only released in Japan. It's only been localized in Japan. But there have been fan translations for 3. It's supposed to be pretty good. I never played any of the Earthbound games.
That was 15. 14. Shiba
The Shiba Inu.
Shiba Inu.
I fucking want a Shiba. A Shiba Inu. I want one of those floofy fuckballs.
From Silent Hill 2.
Yes. So it was your work all along. That is the best dog in any video game. And he just comes up and licks his face as James Sutherland is crying because he's been put through hell.
Number 13, which I completely forgot about this. Parappa the Rappa. From Parappa the Rappa. He's a dog.
I love Parappa. Fuck. I need to buy Parappa the Rappa 2 or Parappa the Rappa on PlayStation 4. I need to play that
Bill
shit
Gray. Number 12, Bill Gray from Star Fox 64.
Oh, yeah. The commander.
Yep.
Is
Dog Meat, number 11.
No, is the dog from Fable on there?
I haven't gone down that
better
far
be.
yet. Number 11, Dog Meat from Fallout 4.
No
Number
one
10,
likes Fallout 4.
Number 10, Plotter Pup from Luigi's Mansion. Which I don't remember seeing a dog in Luigi's Mansion.
Oh, it was
I guess I
that
didn't
ghost
play
dog. Yeah, it was
it's
that
a ghost dog.
Yeah, I don't remember the ghost dog in there either.
Undo Dog, Super Mario Maker.
Okay. Oh, fuck that dog. That's a bad pupper.
Fuck you, dog.
Number 8, D-Dog, Metal Gear 5.
Diamond Dog. Yeah.
Yep.
Diamond Dog's so fucking cool. He's got an eye patch and everything. He's rad.
Number 6, Isabelle and KK Slider.
Oh, yeah.
Animal
KK
Crossing.
Slider. KK Slider's not number 1. Get the fuck out of here.
Number
KK's
six.
my boy.
Number 6.
KK's my boy.
Greater Dog. Number 5. Greater Dog. Undertale.
No, get out of here. Undertale sucks.
Um,
Who even is Sans Undertale?
Tied for number 5, which I don't know why there's a fucking tie for number 5. Duck Hunt Dog from Duck Hunt.
That fucking dog is a piece of shit.
Yeah, I know. Number 4, Rush from Mega Man.
Rush is pretty good. I'll give it that. Rush is pretty top tier.
Number 3, Growlithe from Pokemon.
Growlithe isn't really a dog, it's a Growlithe. It's like it's its own species.
Number 2, yeah, it is. It's a fire. That's a weird one. Number 2, Agnello, Final Fantasy VIII. He's a special dog. Like that's basically has special powers.
Is fucking Red 13 on here?
No.
Is Weed 420 on here? That's what I named Red 13 in my Final Fantasy 7 playthrough. Is Weed 420.
And
Weed 420 XD.
I love it. And last, but sure as not least, guess what the number 1 dog is in a video game?
It's the dog from Dog's Life.
Golden Retriever from Nintendogs.
What? I don't even know who that is.
Oh,
So
that was
there's a big. It's,
well,
Nintendogs is a game you can get where you can like pet puppies, like a pet
you have your own
simulator.
virtual- Okay.
You're serious?
Okay, so
Yeah.
hold on. All right, I got a story time here. I had Nintendogs growing up, and I love that game.
For the DS.
My first dog was named. It was a Shiba. It was a Shiba Inu, named Tendo. And I'm like, I love this dog. This dog's great. I go and I convinced my mom to get us a dog. We go to bumfuck Egypt to get this dog from like a farm, and we get the puppy, and she's like, "What are you gonna name him?" And I'm like, "I don't know, Tendo." Rest in peace, pupper. Rest in peace, Tendo. You're a good doggo.
Yeah, that is the top dogs to ever grace us with their presence in a video game. Completely unrelated to anything we were talking about, bro.
What? Are you guys hearing static?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Could be my headphones. It usually is.
Probably.
Yeah.
If it went away.
Yeah,
Yep,
one
it did.
Well, you got to figure if me and Walker hear it, I mean, that kind of
Yeah.
eliminates it a little
Yeah, it's
bit.
probably coming from me.
Okay, James, you can keep going.
Well, okay, so I'm still a little salty that KK Slider wasn't number 1 on that list. He should have been. So let's talk about some Tokyo Game Show stuff. I didn't watch everything because I
Way
need
too much.
I need to sleep at some point, and I need to work at some other points. God damn it, Walker! The next thing on the fucking list is something that I want your thoughts on, you motherfucker. Let's talk about Death Stranding briefing. So I didn't watch the full Death Stranding thing. 49-minute gameplay trailer that Kojima the Madman put together. So Norman Reedus, without his funky fetus, comes into the Oval Office, and there is a dude with a weird skull mask on, and the president of the United States is there as well. And Norman Reedus is like, "What do you guys do?" And the president is like, "Oh, Norman Reedus, you need to get your funky fetus and go across the country and combine everything." And Norman Reedus is like, "I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it at all." She's like, "But wait, I'm captured. I'm not actually here. I'm not really here. I'm being captive by these terrorists. You gotta go from the Washington D.C. to Southern California and make the place unite, make America great again." That's basically what she says. She pretty much says you need to make America great again by uniting the country. Still looks absolutely phenomenal. Voice acting is, You got A-list celebs in here. This game easily costs, like $1 billion probably to make. Not Norman Reedus, Hideo Kojima using his incredible pull to get only the coolest and hypest people on the planet to join his shit. So Walker, now that you're back, I want to talk about one thing. I want to talk about
What?
the. All right, fuck you too. I want to talk about the new Kingdom Hearts DLC.
Yes.
Did you
The
watch?
recoded.
Yeah. Did you Remind?
Reminded. That's what. Yeah.
No.
Remind.
Remind. Respace
is.
mind. I fucking hate it.
Yeah. That's what I meant. Remind. I did. Oh, look, my nose is bleeding.
It doesn't look like it's bleeding.
No, it's not.
So
I don't know where it takes place in the game though, because I haven't beat it. So that's the hard part. I don't know what happens at the end. I haven't looked it up. I don't want to spoil it for myself.
It apparently doesn't happen at the end because I know what happens at the end, and this isn't that. It might take place at the end, like right before Kingdom Hearts 4 comes out or Kingdom Hearts 3.8 remix. I cannot hear a single thing you're saying.
Might help if I wasn't muted.
Yeah.
I like the fact that they're going back to Organization 13 and helping them kind of like doing their stories of a sense, like helping them remind them who they are.
I liked how that one dude had a Keyblade that looks like Sora's. It's coming this winter. Too bad the game still sucks.
One of the best-selling games of the year, though, still, which is absolutely crazy.
Too bad Kingdom Hearts 3 still sucks. Yeah, and fucking the Resident Evil movie series was on that fucking list from Esquire, that joke list. The April Fool's Day list. They showed off Project Resistance a little bit, the new Capcom game, and it's kind of almost exactly what I thought it was going to be. So it's a 4v1 asymmetrical multiplayer game. So like Friday the 13th, like Evolve, like Dead by Daylight, where it's 4 people who are significantly weaker from a big bad, have to do some things and win the video game. They showed off Mr. X in it, so that means it takes place during the Resident Evil 2 canon.
But you can play as him, which is phenomenal.
You can play as Mr. X.
It's 4v1.
Yeah. So if it is canon, if this is like an Outbreak File 3 or what have you, takes place probably when Leon and Claire are roaming around in the police station. I went way too in depth thinking of when this takes place.
I don't think that matters, though,
I
really.
was looking around. I was like looking at clues. This obviously takes place. It looks like because they showed up.
You could be leakers and stuff like that. Leechers, whatever the fuck they're.
Lickers?
Lickers, yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, and then with the trailer, you can control them.
I didn't think so because it didn't show like.
I'm almost certain.
Anything about controlling the lickers and stuff. Because if that's the case, then it's more like Left 4 Dead than anything. I thought this was like a 4v1 kind of thing where you're Mr. X.
Yeah, but the person who's
Tyrant.
like the person who's behind the cameras or whatever controls everything that goes on. Because you essentially want to make the other people not escape.
Well, yeah.
And I could have swore I'll see if I can find the trailer again. But I could have swore that you could you could be those people because I know you can be Mr. X. You can go into his body, or you can just let the
X is
computer
going
do
to
it.
give it to you. Fuck waiting
X
to get it
gonna give
on
it to
your
ya.
own. X going to deliver it to you. My favorite thing about the Resident Evil 2 remake is that on the PC version, people have modded when Mr. X is walking around, you just hear X going to give it to you.
Really?
The closer he gets to you, the louder it gets. So you'll just hear in the distance just like, X gonna give it to you. He gonna give it to you. X gonna give it to you. What? X gonna give it to you. He gonna give it to you. X gonna give it to you. And then that's when you know it's like, oh shit.
He's here.
He's gonna give it to me.
I can find it.
I hate it when it's given to me.
Yeah. So they had so I got an email shortly after that was announced, because I'm a part of the Resident Evil Ambassadors program.
Ooh,
Because
that
I'm
sounds
such
fancy.
a fucking Resident Evil mark. I joined it through. So it's weird. So the Resident Evil Ambassadors Club, it has like an English version, but it's primarily still Japanese. So like my emails that I get from them are in English, and like my page is fully in English, but I have to go to capcom.co.jp to sign into it. I signed up for the beta for it, so we'll see if I get accepted. They're randomly going to pick people. I had to basically put a reason why I should be on this beta list. So that's going to be fun. Hopefully I get it. So
I hope you do.
So I can play more Resident Evil. It seems like I'm talking about this every single goddamn week. But let's talk about Yakuza 7. Like a Dragon. Or Yakuza Like a Dragon. Yakuza 7, something about Light and Darkness. Whereabouts of Light and Darkness. You're muted.
Keep going.
So, bunch of new factions in this one. They showed off a few different things. They had one new trailer that showed off some new stuff. They also had 2 live gameplay things that I watched all 3. I spent about an hour and a half of my life listening to solely just Japanese people talking.
That's one reason why I couldn't watch a lot of that, because I'm just like, I don't. This is rough.
I know James does that in his spare time. Just listening to Japanese podcasts and audiobooks and all that type of stuff.
Pretty much.
I listened to the Nier stage play the other day, or the radio show. You know, I listened to that. I totally understood it. I didn't understand it. Can we just talk about how fucking weird? Let me go off on a tangent real quick about Nier and how fucking weird it is to get the full story. So not only do you have to play an obscure PlayStation 3 game called Drakengard and beat it in a certain ending to get like the prequel to Nier, then you have to play Nier, a shitty game with a great story. Then you have to listen to the live orchestra because they add story elements to that. Then you have to listen to the fucking Japanese radio play, read the Japanese book called The Grimoire, and then play Nier Automata. That's how you get the full Nier experience. That's how you understand the story. Watch out, don't get that in your eye. But anyway, Yakuza 7. Chinese Mafia's in it, which is pretty cool. Chinese Mafia's never been in the Yakuza games. It's always been the Jingwong, or the Korean Mafia. It's got Mario Kart style racing, where you're drifting around corners in a go-kart, picking up items and wrecking fools. Different classes, different jobs for your characters, which we kind of expected is a turn-based RPG. Sort of turn-based. So you can kind of like run around while you're like waiting for your turn to happen and like get set up, so you could do like an attack that will kick a bunch of bikes at a dude, run over to him and smack him. You can do things like some really interesting summons. So the way that you summon things, it's not like in Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest or any of those games. The way that you summon different summons is you pull out your phone and give them a call. You pull out your cell phone, hit your contacts list.
That's amazing.
And you hit dial. And one of the summons that you can do is a bunch of lobsters that legitimately rain from the sky on your enemies. I see that.
That's
and
my kind of ultimate.
I see that, and I go, this is the greatest game ever made. This is going to be the best video game ever made. There's a whole mini game where you just collect a bunch of cans so you can go recycle them. There's a boss fight with like a backhoe, like the big crane that like digs up stuff in like your lawn. There's a boss fight against it. There's some tests that you can take, apparently. Fucking gambling with Sammy. So one of the things that I actually noticed on there is that one of the gambling games in the game, one of the gambling things in the game, is I forget what it is. But it's based off of, I think, a manga. And I look at it and I go, huh, that looks oddly familiar. So it's just a slots game. And I'm like, that looks oddly familiar. And I dig through my box of Japanese PlayStation 2 games. And sure as shit, it's the exact same fucking game. There's like a slots machine game that I got in my box of PS2 games that's in this. And I go, huh. Why? Why? I can understand Virtual Fighter, but this is like obscure as fuck. Like, I don't even know this anime or manga. I don't even know it, so you know it's obscure or only in Japan. It's just a weird thing. Karaoke is back. Thank fucking God. I can do more karaoke. That's a little in joke for those who've watched my Yakuza 6 trophy hunting stream. I don't know what you said, Walker, but I didn't hear you a single thing.
So yeah, while you sit there with that chick, do some karaoke.
Well, I do karaoke for 5 hours straight. It's great. Darts Hostess Club is back. There's golf, mahjong, and of course, because I had to look for it, I had to make sure it was in it. Goddamn Virtual Fighter 5's in it. Goddamn Virtual Fighter 5. I will essentially have, once I buy Yakuza 7, I will pretty much have Virtual Fighter 5 at least 4 times. I will have 4 copies of Virtual Fighter 5. I'll have it on the PS5, because I can get it on PlayStation Now. I have it on my PS3. I have it on PlayStation Now. I got in Yakuza 6. I got in Judgment. And then I'll have it in Yakuza 7. That shit, if they don't make another goddamn Virtual Fighter game, I am going to riot. I will go to Sega of Japan and be like, where's Virtual Fighter? Where's Virtual Fighter? Much like people went up to Capcom and was like, when's Mavel? When's Mavel? Where's Virtual Fighter? That's all that I have for Tokyo Game Show. It's only 2 pages. I had 2 pages of notes.
Now there's way more. It's just that there was just much time.
I sent you
so
guys,
much.
I sent you guys that text when I was like, because we were initially going to do on like Wednesday or something.
Yeah, special
a Tokyo Game Show podcast.
Yep.
But then I look at all the stuff that's going to be at the Tokyo Game Show and all the different things. And I think my exact words were, yeah, no, fuck that. I had a hard enough time. Doing the E3 stuff without it just completely breaking me. And Gamescom, without it completely breaking me.
There's a lot.
I
really
could not do this. I would be dead.
No, there was a lot. There was a bunch.
But that's all that I have for news.
Yeah, me too. That was a very straight to the point. I really got nothing else. I know we started late, so it's a little shorter podcast than usual, but I
Yeah.
got nothing else for the most part. You got
Yeah.
anything, Strodes?
No, not really.
Well, and I think we call that an evening, gentlemen.
Hmm.
Make sure if you haven't already, you follow us, love us, like us on every single one of our channels.
Oh wait. Oh, what's
Myself,
yeah?
I'm
What's
getting there.
okay?
I know what
There,
you're getting
okay.
at.
Okay.
Well, actually, no. Releases.com. Let's do that first.
Oh fuck! I forgot about releases.com. This is like the
Yeah.
5th week in a row I forgot about releases.com. 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 Probably nothing's coming out. Releases.com.
We got a remastered game on the 17th.
What remaster game? Oh,
Listen to
Castle
me, right?
Crashers. Castle
Yeah.
Crashers is pretty. So Daemon X Machina is coming out. That already came out. Never mind. I lied. JK.
What the fuck is Bus Simulator?
What do you think?
You
What
literally
do you
just riding.
think?
You're literally just driving a bus around the
Yeah.
metropolitan.
It's something for Germans. Because apparently Germans really like simulator games. If you look at like all the simulator games, like 90% of the simulator games made, if you look at like the developer, they're a German company.
Fucking weird. Whatever though. Like
Uh,
a farming sim.
Real Fishing Road Trip Adventure comes out on the 17th. Oh, fucking for the people that care, Deltarune Chapter 2 came out today. Out
Yeah.
of nowhere. Like Toby Fox, the creator of it, just tweets out Deltarune Chapter 2 release date today, and everyone's just like freaking their shit out. What do we have until the 22nd?
Yeah.
Shitty Devil May Cry game comes out on the 19th for the Switch. Truck Driver comes out on the Xbox One and PS4 on the 19th. We have Untitled Goose Game coming out on the 20th. Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch comes out on the Switch on the 20th. And
Also on the
PS4.
19th. The Sega Genesis Mini comes out.
Oh yeah, it does. And Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening remaster comes out on the Switch on the 20th. So
Go ahead.
I'm going to be playing Ni no Kuni.
For movies and TV shows, Dancing with the Stars season 28 starts tomorrow.
Yeah.
28 fucking seasons? There's no way unless they've literally done it 2 or 3 times a year.
Oh yeah. No, they do.
It has not been on for fucking 28 years.
No, they do it a few times a year.
Okay, that makes
No, a
sense.
season is only 4 months.
Okay.
Usually.
I'm
Or
just
an
like,
X
there's-
amount of episodes.
Like, there's no fucking way. But yeah, we all can finally decide if we want to see the failure of the X-Men on the 17th. Dark Phoenix is released on Blu-ray.
Yay. More Marvel.
Well, at the time it wasn't Marvel.
More Marvel.
I kind of want to see it just to see if it's really as bad as the box office numbers say. Let's see what we got here. Tosh.0 season 11 part 2 starts on Tuesday for those who care.
Oh, good. The
I like
shitty
Tosh
web
Point oh.
soup.
I like Tosh.0.
Me too.
And for the most part, that's pretty much.
I don't like Daniel Tosh as a person, so.
I fucking either Nicole hates it. I think it's funny. Downton Abbey, for those who have watched that show, the movie comes out on Friday. Which I didn't know they were making a movie off the show.
I didn't either.
And add Astra. It's the movie that Brad Pitt is in, which I guess is supposed to be like phenomenal. Essentially his dad back in the 60s was sent into space for to search the solar system and basically never returns. Fast forward 30, 40 years in the future, someone believes he's still alive out there basically in the depths of the solar system. And so the only person who can utilize his father's equipment is his son because he had everything locked away. And so Brad Pitt is basically sent on a journey through space to go find his father. and unlock the secrets of the universe. And I guess it's like visually like amazing. Like, did you ever see that movie with Sandra Bullock and George Clooney, the one they were in space?
Yeah,
No, but I heard that was great.
Gravity was great.
Gravity, and I heard it's that, but like on steroids.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like I guess visually, like the outer space scenes and everything, is just they're unreal.
Well, see, the thing that made Gravity great was the tension that it built.
Yeah,
The what?
The tension that it built.
Ah,
That's what really made Gravity a great movie. Is that it was essentially an outer space thriller.
well, I guess this is like the kind of almost the same concept where it's
Okay.
a suspense movie because shit happens like along the way. So we'll see how it is. I like Brad Pitt. Yeah, I've always liked all of his movies, so hopefully this does good. I want to see him eventually win an Oscar before he dies. He's one of the great actors who's never won an Oscar.
what? Really? Brad Pitt's
he-
never won an
Really?
Oscar?
No, he's never won an Oscar.
That's
He's been
fucking crazy.
Yeah, he's been nominated, but he's never actually won an Oscar. His company Plan B.
What?
Yeah, his company. He has a company that produces low budget movies. Those movies have won Oscars, like 12 Years a Slave. Did you ever hear of that movie?
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, I didn't know.
Brad
that was
Pitt.
his-
Yeah, Brad Pitt funded that movie and it won an Oscar. So kind of, I guess you can say he won an Oscar, but like him directly as an
And as
actor
an actor,
has never won.
that really does that surprises me.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, he hasn't. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
yeah, he's one of the greatest actors who's never won, and he's been in phenomenal movies.
Yeah.
So obviously, unfortunately, movies like Troy and Fight Club will never be nominated for those types of awards, but you think they would.
Yeah,
So-
you would think.
Yeah, no, so hopefully this movie kind of pushes him there, so we'll see. I can't wait to see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's now Quentin Tarantino's highest grossing movie of all time.
Wow. I hear it's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, that was phenomenal too. It takes place in the who's that murderer?
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah. No,
No.
not Jeffrey Dahmer. It's one of them murderers. Maybe it is Jeff. I don't remember. Hang on. While we're waiting, let me quickly do a search.
Wikipedia.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Charles Manson.
There we go.
Charles Manson. It takes place during that time, and I guess it actually has some like stuff about him in it.
Huh.
So because it's a fake movie based on a real event.
Okay.
Because there was a huge actress during that time that Margot Robbie plays that actually got like brutally murdered by Charles Manson's family.
Hmm.
So like
Interesting.
that part is phenomenal. That part is Sharon Tate is the name. She was one of the main victims of Charles Manson. So that part is real, but the rest of the story is fake.
Interesting.
And they just basically played it around that. And it has Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio, the first time they ever worked together in a movie. Which I always wondered why those two have never worked, because they kind of rose at the same time,
Yeah.
like on two separate entities, like two separate ends of the spectrum. But why they never made a movie together, I've always wondered that.
Maybe they hate each other, or they
Maybe.
hated each other.
They always made during interviews. They've always made jokes about how Brad Pitt had a restraining order against Leonardo DiCaprio, and Leonardo DiCaprio always stood there with like a straight face, like he was mad. Brad Pitt always said that because people asked him, they were like, so "Why is this the first one?" Like, "Oh, for the longest time, I had a restraining order against him." Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was rough, but we finally made amends, and now we're good. So I don't think we'll ever know the actual truth why they never actually worked together.
Probably
That
just
is
never
funny, though.
happened. Probably just shit.
Wasn't right.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, I think that's an it for myself. Gaming wise, I'll be in Erie, so I will not be playing any games for the next week. hanging out with friends, hanging out with families, going to a wedding on Saturday. That's where you'll find me if anyone's listening.
That'd be
who's in Erie,
nice.
friends and family wise, other than James. It'd be fucking phenomenal if Jeff you were up there too, but I know you
I
can't.
know. That would be cool.
We'll be getting together soon, no worries.
Right.
But as always, you can find me, Captain_Geach15 on everything, Captain Geach15 on the gram. What about you, James?
Well, I'm gonna be playing some Iceborne. Gonna be playing some near Walker. I'm sure you and I might be doing something. But then yeah. If you want to watch me stream live, take a look here at twitch.tv/people8studios. Make sure to follow and hit that bell so you know when I'm streaming. If you want to see non-streaming stuff, head over to youtube.com/people8studios. People I Hate Studios. Click that subscribe button, hit that bell so you know when next episode of Yakuza 0 and Final Fantasy 7 comes out, and then maybe next time that I record, might finally get off my ass and actually try to record the game for Hallows Eve.
As
for
well
October.
as have audio.
As well as have fucking audio. Well, I changed that. I'm just going to use Audacity to record the commentary. That's it. That's all I'm going to do. And then if you want to see what I'm doing with my life, go to twitter.com @peopleihate10. Hit me up. You can see when I win different things at round 1, which I won a new thing today when I was there.
That's always good.
I won this guy. This little pink like cat ninja.
Noise.
That's cool.
So that cost me pretty much $10 to win. Because
not
the
bad.
games are fucking cheap as shit. They're terrible
good, though.
and they're fucking cheaters. Yeah, that's where you can find me. Jeff, where can they find you? What are you up to?
Oh, just working on the GTA server a bit more. Thursday nights on twitch.tv/SplashScreenGaming. Also on the Facebook, the Instagram, and the Twitters. But just working on that, and then we have our podcast. So that's all I got really going on this coming up week as far as I'm aware. But I am working on trying to build out. I'm not even going to – I shouldn't even be saying it anymore. Yeah.
It'll come back around.
Yeah.
It'll come back
Someday,
around.
when the Angels win the pennant, maybe.
Exactly. One day.
One of these
Yeah.
days, the Angels got to win the
Soon.
pennant.
Well, at least I'm still streaming 2 days a week every week.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Something.
Hey, you had a real life come your way, and now it's getting back into the swing of things as you were before. So you'll get there. We all will
Yep, yep.
eventually. So,
baby steps.
well, ladies and gents, make sure you listen, love, like Level Unlock Podcast at thepodbean.com and anywhere, and I mean anywhere, you listen to podcasts.
Except Pandora.
Anywhere. Except for Pandora. Well, Pandora doesn't do podcasts.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, fuck.
I didn't.
we gotta add that one out, too.
No. I already tried doing Pandora, and it was like, yeah, we have. If you're on our stuff, we might have. We might want to just have exclusive rights to your podcast, and I'm like, nope.
Oh.
Get
yeah,
out of
never
here
mind.
with that bullshit.
Okay. Yep, never
That's
mind.
crazy.
Yeah,
So-
that was a hard no when I was reading through that legal
Good.
shit.
Email us, levelunlockpodcast@gmail.com. And as always, follow us at the Twitter at what, James?
LVL Unlocked Pod. That's LVL Unlocked Pod.
I don't know how to do P in sign language. I'll learn it for next time.
There you go.
Just do the...
Do the
So-
jutsus from like Naruto.
I like it. So, from everyone here at Level Unlocked Podcast, we thank you, our Level Unlockers, our Lock Pickers, our Level Unlock Nation,
Jake Paul.
our Lockpick Nation, Jake Paulers, Logan Paul, Logang.
Logang.
Which, speaking of Logang and KSI, yesterday was their press conference in LA for their fight. That is coming in December.
Yeah, at least you're taking off the helmets, those fucking pussies. Just beat the shit out of each other, get brain damage, and stop being on fucking YouTube, both of you.
They
Fuck off.
they are officially calling themselves professional boxers
They are
because they're
not
taking off the headgear.
Professional fucking boxers. That is an
Yeah.
insult to the sport. That is an insult to all the people that have basically ruined their lives. Boxing. That is an insult to Floyd Mayweather, that piece of shit. Manny Pacquiao. George Foreman. I mean, at least George Foreman made some pretty good grills. Mike
True.
Tyson, he has a fucking tiger. I mean, I don't think Jake, whatever
Muhammad Ali.
fucking Paul decides to box another guy this time, and KSI will never own a goddamn tiger nor a successful grill.
Yeah,
It's an
yeah,
insult.
they just had their press conference. I haven't watched it yet, but I feel it's fucking funny as shit.
It's a goddamn insult.
But anyways, thank you all for hanging out. Thank you all for listening. Level Unlock Podcast, episode 34. We will see you next week. Deuces.
Bye.
Have a good one, everybody.